They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Filmmakers all over the world were inspired by George Romero because he made the movies that made us want to make movies.
He's remained true to his vision. He's never compromised it.
This is horror filmmaking about something. It's not just about boo.
My zombie films are not at all traditional horror films. They're basically stories. They've all been people's stories, really, underneath it all.
I saw Night of the Living Dead on its first release. I just was not prepared for such a brutally realistic and sophisticated political picture.
You know, George does something that also Stephen King does, which is they bring the horror home. They nationalize horror in America. And that is a testament to George. You don't create a culture like the zombie without being a unique filmmaker.
The whole stalking of a dead being that has no feeling, just a hunger to eat you, it's scary to me.
George Romero created the zombie. He wrote the rules. Shoot it in the head. If it bites you, you get infected. The dead coming back to life. Like, George made all that stuff up, and people, it is lore. That is fact. Now, what other modern monster like that has been created in the last 50 years?
He introduced a new kind of naturalism to the genre, which made it a lot more scary. So you got the feeling that these films are taking place in a world that you recognize.
You know, George is very good at pushing those buttons, you know, both ones that make you squeamish and the ones that make you look behind you.
If I'm in a horror movie, I want to be horrified. I want to see some stuff to scare me. And one of the things George did was he put it right there in front of you. He actually drove me from the cinema thinking I was going to puke my guts out.
There's such a joy in when George does splatter, you know, and at the same time, that infantile, juvenile glee is married to a very adult political concern. It's such a unique combination.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
That's what I love about doing these, because they're allegories, they're parables, you know. They're saying, hey man, here's what America is today.
In Night of the Living Dead, with the issues of race, and with Dawn of the Dead, with the issues of our culture cannibalizing itself, George Romero was always ahead of the curve in predicting sort of where our culture was going.
I just admired his filmmaking techniques, and also it was wonderful that he made these away from Hollywood.
My stuff has had extraordinary shelf life, which is gratifying, you know, it's terrific. I mean, I'm a guy that lives in Pittsburgh, and I'm, you know, working on my 16th movie, and, you know, they're still paying me to play with Electric Train.
Not that many filmmakers make movies that change movies, and George did, and continues to do really original and eccentric work.
One of the exciting things about Land of the Dead for me is George is going back to do the thing George does best.
Finally, someone was smart enough to realize that it was about time and gave George the tools. It should be a cause of celebration amongst all of us that Michelangelo has started another ceiling. It's really a momentous occasion for me.
George A. Romero's Land of the Dead.
Thank you. Thanks.